right, let's talk about collinear and coplanar points first. I know you guys didn't ask specifically about collinear points, but it's always good to get a little bit of practice. So let's identify 3 collinear points. So we have an example of A, P, B. Collinear means with each other on the same line. So A, P, and B are all collinear. What else do we have? C, P, and D. Those 3 are collinear. And we got another set here, J, D, and K. All those are collinear points as well. Now remember, 3 points can be collinear, but they don't have to be. 2 points do not have that same luxury. No matter what, 2 points are always collinear. So even though A and J are not technically on the same line in the diagram, they are still collinear because 2 points always have to be collinear. Same thing with, I don't know, C and B. Same thing with P and K. Those are always collinear. So no matter what, 2 points are always collinear. 3 points, 4 points, 5 points, 6 points can be, but they don't have to be, which leads us into coplanar. So if I'm trying to identify coplanar points, first of all, let's start off with a bigger number. Okay, let's say I tried to find 5 coplanar points. Well, coplanar means with each other on the same plane. The plane that we're dealing with here is plane R. I'm going to try to find 5 points that are inside that plane. I can do that. That's A, C, P, B, and D. All 5 of those are coplanar. Again, 5 can be, they don't have to be. But as soon as I try to bring in a 6th point, like if I go up to point J does not work because it's not on the same plane with those other 5. Well, what if I go down here to point K? Well, that doesn't work either because point K is not also inside that plane. It's got to be inside the plane with the other 5, and it's not. It's below the plane. Okay? So that would be 5 versus 6. What if I just try to find any 4 of them? Well, again, let's say we start with these 3, A, C, and P. Okay, so A, C, and P. Well, now if I try to bring in a 4th one, I could go D or B. Those would be proper 4th ones. But as soon as I go up here to J or K, those ones would not be allowed because J is not in the same plane with the other 3, and neither is K. So that one's no good either. Now, the only thing that we have to keep in mind with these is when you're dealing with 3 points that are not on the same line are always coplanar because there's always a triangle that you could create to form them. So it doesn't matter if I go A, C, J, all 3 of those, there's a triangle that I could create that would connect those. Even though it's not in the diagram, they are still coplanar points. I could also go, let's go here. I could go P, B, and let's see, D is already there. So let's go P, D, and K. P, D, and K. Those would all be coplanar because those are 3 points that are not on the same plane. So 3 points that are non-collinear don't have a choice. They have to be coplanar. 4, 5, and 6, you guys saw different examples of that. Let's take a look at this next one. All right, same idea. Let's say I asked you for 4 coplanar points. Well, 4 coplanar points inside this plane, we'd have H, D, G, and F. But if you tried to bring in a 5th one, that would not work because I, J, and K are not on the same plane with those. Same thing goes with a 5th or 6th one, whatever. Okay, so now all the other ones, though, if you picked any 3 of them, as long as you cannot pick D, G, and F, but if you pick any of the other 3 that are not on the same plane or same line, all of those would be coplanar with each other. So H, I, and K, those would be coplanar. Or you could go D, G, and J. All of those would be coplanar as well. All right, hopefully that helped you in identifying collinear and coplanar.